All right, well, let's get started. Everybody good?
I am great.
All righty, all righty. All right. So let's start with any progress and problems, and then we'll get into what we need to be working on right now. Y'all are going to see everything needs to really pick up the pace as you get closer and closer to the end of the year. You'll notice other nonprofits are putting their bids out to get donors, and you want to do the same thing. A lot of the strategies that you use for your for-profit company, you can use them for your nonprofit company as well. Um, and I'm going to go through some of that so you can boost your Giving Tuesday, your free donations, and then your plans for next year. All right, especially getting ready for your local community development grants. All right. So let's hear any progress that people have made and any problems that you had. And then we'll go into the next part.
I'm gonna just say I'm still working on my website, so it's progress.
Oh, so the website, don't spend a lot of time or money on it right now. Matter of fact, if there are people that need their website just done, um, any of the elite people, we'll just do your website for you. Any of you that are not in the elite, um, we can set your website up. It won't be as fancy, but it will have all of your necessary things on it. And so if you need us to do your website, you can direct message me, um, and we'll do it. We might be able to do it for like just $100. And we'll put all your stuff on there for you. All right. All right, Mark,
I wanted to
can we
know what
wait on
what
that?
sorry, what platform did you use for the nonprofit, like the merchant, what you put on your website?
I use Givelify. I use Givelify for donations.
Hey, Coach. When I started with another giving platform called Give Butter. So, and I have some people that have some subscriptions. When we switch over to Giveify, is it? I'm going to lose those subscriptions, right? I would have to ask them
Um,
to.
you would lose them. You'll have to ask your people to move too. So you might not choose to do Givelify. Just bring your Give Butter over. Ask Give Butter if they have a plugin that you can put on your current website
A plug-in for them
for
to
your
give.
website.
Oh,
So if you have Give Butter, that allows people to give to you, right?
correct.
They should have a plugin. It's like a digital button that they can give you, and you plug it into your website.
Oh, yes, sir. They already do. Yeah, it's already on there.
Oh, so you might not need
I
to
was
make a change.
considering switching over to Giveify because that's been the a big recommendation. But
Yeah,
I have Give Butter and I have people already giving on it. It's already on the website and everything.
yeah. You'll have to make that judgment call.
Okay.
Sometimes it's worth making the change.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not. So definitely evaluate. Givelify works well with me, for us, and one of my students. She's a Givelify rep, and so they kind of advertise. Well, they give you a little push and do a few special things. It's not a whole bunch, but every little bit counts.
Okay. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay. So if anybody wants us to just to help you out in this way and just do the website for you, let us know. But do not spend a lot of time on it. You really can do your website in less than 30 minutes. Um, if you have your content ready, and if you have um, your pictures, actually, GoDaddy has templates and everything for you. And if you're just following the checklist, using the websites for nonprofits checklist, you'll be able to just go through and plug everything in. But if you don't want to do it yourself, and you don't have time, you need us to just go ahead and knock it out for you, we'll do that. For the elite people, we include it. For everybody else, we'll do it for $100. All right. Okay. What other problems do you all have? And with the websites, y'all, the website that you do right now, if you use GoDaddy, it's going to look nice. It's going to look nice, and it's going to have all the pieces. But that's just to get you started. Later on, you can use 48 and 48, and they'll do your web. They have a grant to cover websites, and they can do your website for free. Okay. So if you do the GoDaddy, you'll be fine. I used GoDaddy for all of my nonprofit websites for at least the first year. At least the first year. Okay. So you don't have to spend a lot of money or a lot of time on it. You just need these technical things on your website. Okay. All right. Next, any progress or problems?
I have a question, Coach.
Yes.
So I was trying to implement the 1-3-5 strategy. So the one focus, the 3 programs. So even if I haven't started the programs yet, do I list those on the website as like,
Yes.
just list them anyway? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Whenever you're writing grants, whenever you're doing in the nonprofit world, for your grants, for your program, for your brochures, always speak in active tense. Don't say one day we hope to such and such. Don't do that.
Okay.
Say it like you're doing it right now. Okay.
Okay.
Say it like you're doing it right now. And on your website, you can pick some stock images that reflect as if you were doing it right now. Even if you say like project starts summer of next year, what that really means is that in the nonprofit world, we know that everything is a proposal. Your grant, right? The grant request is a proposal. If you give me the money, then I'm going to do XYZ. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
everybody knows it's a proposal, but they need to see it in order to fund it.
Okay.
All right. So document it like it's going on right now. Now, you're not going to mislead people. Don't tell them you're serving 20 people right now and you're not. But you can absolutely document that these are your programs. We serve food to low income communities and blah, blah, blah. We serve food to low income communities, say it in active tense.
Okay.
All right. And your budget. The budget is your proposed budget. Everybody should have a budget that adds up to about $50,000. Now, if you are further along, more advanced, and your budget is more than that, then put your budget up there. And this is a big, big kicker. All right. When you put your budget up, when you announce your big budget, you do not announce all the details of your budget, but you announce categories. Personnel, how much you're going to spend on personnel. Programs, however much you're going to spend on programs. Overhead, however much you're going to spend on overhead. But the budget that you submit for the grant has like 20 or 30 lines. Does that make sense? What you're trying to show is that the money that you bring in is going to programs.
You're showing the budget for each program, for like all 3 programs that you have?
No, do it. You combine all of those to make your organizational budget.
Okay.
So if you're doing, if you have an after school program, and you serve and you do food is part of what you do, tutoring is part of what you do, and recreation is part of what you do, right? You're going to have a budget for food, a budget for all your recreational things, and a budget for all your tutoring things. You actually combine all that together, and that's your program budget. I mean, that's your organizational budget. Everything together is your organizational budget. And what you want to show is that the bulk of your money is going to programs, not to overhead. Okay. All right. Next question. Problems or progress? All right then. Well, let's get into it. As you prepare for Giving Tuesday, there's some things that I want you to think about. Well, don't just think about them. I want you to do them. All right. Giving Tuesday happens the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. It's always the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and it brings in unrestricted funds. It brings unrestricted funds. So the unrestricted funds means that you can use it for anything that you need in your program. All right. When you apply for grants, most of the time those grants are allocated to that program. If we use the after school program, for example, if they give you money for recreation, you're not allowed to use it for food. You have to use it for recreation, and you have to qualify what you do, like the trips, the field trips, excursions, museums, fun park, whatever it is, but you put it under the category of recreation. But when you get just donations, those are unrestricted. So I want you to look at is what we're going to talk about is how you can boost your your recognition of your program. All right. All right. I'm going to send you all this PowerPoint. Mark, I want you to give this to them. All right. These are things that you can do to get awareness for your cause. Okay. Okay. Mark is going to put it as a link in the group chat. There are 14 things that you can do. I'm going to go through each of these. He's going to send you the link so you have the graphic. This is exactly how I create market for my nonprofit organization. A lot of it is transferable from the for-profit world to the nonprofit world. And there's a way for you to automate this. So I want to make sure that everybody can hear me, and I want to make sure that you have the link. Let me know once you've seen the link. All right, has everybody seen it? It's in the comment section. So this is all about creating awareness. Okay, all about creating awareness for your organization. So in order to create awareness, people have to see you. People have to know that you're doing something. All right. So one of the first things that you can do is talk about it on social media. So whatever your reason is for starting your organization, introduce that to the world. Now, the people that know you, they've been following you, they know your stories, they know something about your friends, your family, your travel, etc. But they might not know that you started this nonprofit organization. And so what you want to do is introduce this nonprofit to them so that they can get get familiar with it, and then they're likely to give to it. All right. So you want to include this. You want to sprinkle it into your work. Also, it's going to generate volunteers and awareness for you, but people need to know that you're doing it. So you want to include your nonprofit work in your social media posting. One thing you can do, and I'm going through this list of 14 things. I don't want to lose anybody. So speak up if you feel lost or left behind. All right. So each one of your organizations has some community benefit. What you can write is a position paper. A position paper means you take a position on a thing. So maybe you're addressing homelessness in Detroit, Michigan. You write a position paper or a white paper on it. And a lot of times people don't feel like writing a paper. But what you can do is take your statement of need. Everybody remember what your statement of need is? That's your list of data points. All right. Take your list of data points and go to Fiverr, Fiverr, and pay somebody $5 or $10 to write a position paper for you.
You're saying position paper?
Yes. Yes. That's that. It's either called a position paper or a white paper. Those are people you'll hear those two things referred to interchangeably. And if you go to Fiverr right now and type in white paper, you'll see, or position papers. People call them white paper. Some people call them position paper, but it's all the same thing. It's about a 5-page paper on a topic. And again, you don't have to spend time writing it, but it is going to need your data to get them started. Okay? Does everybody understand? Let me check. If I need some volunteers to tell me what your topic is for your nonprofit, like you're going to need money for something. I want to know the category. I'm going to give you an idea of a position paper that you can get somebody to write for you.
Sure, I'll volunteer. So, Dr. Sherman here again. I offer women mental health wellness counseling at no cost with no associated fees.
So then your position paper would be on the lack of mental health services for Black women, and then you take a position. Your position is Black women need access to more mental health services. You just get somebody to write the position paper for you. Okay. Somebody else.
Grandparents assist, raising their grandchildren.
All right. Your position paper would be the challenges that grandparents face raising grandchildren, or grandparents who raise their children's children. Okay. And you get that position paper. What that position paper is going to do, it's going to do a lot for you. It's going to give you a research paper that you didn't have to write, but it's also going to give you data that you can pull from for your grants. You can also put that position paper on your website so that when people see it, they'll see that you've actually put more thought into what you're doing than anybody else put into what they're doing. And it's kind of like a Thanksgiving turkey. You know, after you eat the meal, you can go back and pick from the turkey. Like that's what your position paper can do. All right. Somebody else, give me your topic.
We deal with food, lack of food in the community.
All right. That's called when a community lacks food, that's called food insecurity. All right. When a community lacks food, that's called food insecurity. When a community has food insecurity, they oftentimes are very far away from the nearest grocery store. They do not have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. Their people are having to eat a whole bunch of junk fruit from corner stores, deep fried foolishness, etc. So your white paper could be food deserts in, and whatever your city is, food deserts in Florida, or food insecurity among low-income communities. And you take that paper and you put it up. And then you pull from it as needed. All right. Anybody else?
This is Maisha here. Hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mr. Hackett?
Hey.
We have providing resources for special needs children and their families.
All right. So we're gonna need to couch the special needs children inside of a demographic. Is it special needs children in Dallas or Houston? Which one are you in area?
We're in Dallas.
In Dallas. Or is it special needs children in the Black community? Is it special needs children starting businesses? Or is it special needs children and access to quality health care? Like we have to couch it in something. So you are a person of color. So maybe you would do a position paper on the the challenges of special needs children in the Black community.
Okay, that's one of the statements of need kind of we have it listed as poverty.
Yep.
What did it say? Over 3 million? Let me see. Over 3 million children in the U.S. have a disability which severely affects those who are in poverty.
Yep. So you take that and you get somebody to write a position paper for you. And then you take that position paper and you put it on your website. And then, like a Thanksgiving turkey, you pick from it all year long. Well, for year after year. The AEO Tapestry Report is a position paper that I did not write, but I pull from it a lot. If you find, like, if you look up and see that somebody else has written a paper, you can claim it. Like, you can't make it yours, but you can talk about it, and you can actually write a position paper about their paper. Y'all get what I just said?
Yeah, I do.
But you need something. You need something that you have authored. And that's going to put you ahead of everybody else. There are some givers, some donors that are really, really thoughtful givers. And they give large amounts of money, but they want to know that you know what you're talking about. And they'll only know that if they can see information. They're not going to be able to talk to you. Okay? They want to go to your website and see it. All right. Let's go over other things you can do. You can take from that position paper and you can put parts of it on your social media. You can take your statement of need and each one of your data points, create a graphic of each data point. So if you have 20 data points, then you have 20 graphics. The next thing you can do is radio interviews. In order to do a radio interview, just call your radio station, especially the local nonprofit radio station. Send them a press release about your thing. It can be an email form, just introducing your organization. Always, always, always start with the shocking data point. And then let them know, I'd like to come and talk about this. All right. You can do TV appearances if you have a public station, or sometimes the cities have a local station. You can do advertising. So advertising, I was really, really late to the game on advertisement. And I learned this, like, people have talked about ads, but I really learned it from Ashley Ann. And I'm telling you, this stuff really, really works. Okay, y'all? The information I'm gonna give you right now is something that I've paid for her to teach me. And it's not a whole bunch, but it really, 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 really works. So you create ads that target the people that are already following you. So you go to, like, your Instagram insights and you look up the people that are already following you. If it's 60% women and 40% men, then you don't need to be talking to men. You need to target your stuff towards women. If the people that are following you are from Chicago, then address things in Chicago and target your ads to Chicago. So if the people that are following you are mostly women between the age of 25 and 44 in Chicago, then do an ad about your cause, but target women between 25 and 44 in Chicago. It sounds really, really simple, but y'all, I've been doing online business for like 2 years and I never did it. I've been in the grants world for 20 years and I didn't do it. The moment I did this, a whole bunch opened up to me. And if you go on Facebook, you'll see Salvation Army is advertising. Anybody have any questions about that? All right. Passive listing. Passive listings are ads that you do not have to pay for. So you can ask people to post things about you. You can ask them just to post your calls or your nonprofit. You can speak for events. If you're willing to speak, if you're willing to speak, then speak. And I know that people do get paid to speak, but when I go speak, I do not get paid. When I speak, it spreads information about my cause. For example, I'm speaking for the community college tomorrow. I'm speaking to a room full of people that are potential donors. So look at your city, the community college, look at the university. Do they have a thing for adult learners, for lifelong learners, for retired people? Do they have programs for people that like professional groups or networks? Where can you speak about your cause? How can you fully embody your cause? You want to look at the city's webpage, look at the county's webpage, and find out when the events are going on. And speak. Of course, the next thing you can do is website or your newsletter. Treat your newsletter very, very, very important. Don't just like don't ignore your newsletter. Even if all you have right now is an idea and 0 clients, put your newsletter together and get people to contribute to it. Ask the college students to write an article. Ask volunteers to write an article. When you talk to to your various volunteers or people in a certain industry, or you meet somebody that's interesting, get them to write you something, to put it in your newsletter. Ask them if they want to be in your newsletter. And if you don't do anything else and can't do anything else, ask the people in here to be part of your newsletter. Anything that you think would be helpful, put it in there. The city gave us a grant for $47,000, and they said that we can use any type of grant report that works for us. And we said, well, we do a quarterly newsletter. She said, well, you can turn that in and let that be your report. Then, of course, you have word of mouth. You do trade associations. So if you're into environmentalism, like somebody takes care of fishing or water or rivers or whatever, connect with them. Third-party endorsement, that's getting people to say something nice about you. Print newsletter, that's very, very possible. I don't do print newsletters because my generation doesn't read print things. They throw them away, but some people do. And older people like printed things. You also have referrals, print interviews. You can teach. You can do alliances and partnerships. You can sell products. You do networking. And you can do pro bono work. These are the 14 things that I do in order to bring awareness. This is what's called market gravity. When you do these things, it causes you to be in the spotlight, your organization to be in the spotlight, and people to come and see how they can give to you. All right. So you'll start with whatever is easiest to you. If there's some part of this or some area of it that you don't really like and you're not really going to do, that's fine. But for those overachievers, try it all. Okay. So does anybody have any question on how to implement any of these things? I've done all of them. Okay. All right. So the next thing, when you do all these things, you want to always include your website or somewhere for you to capture emails, because as you lead up to Giving Tuesday, you want to start to warm up your audience. All right. You want to make them aware so that they can give. So you send out an email to them that says something regarding your organization. Always start with a shocking truth, some type of data point that's going to get their attention. You can use, there are a lot of different like email campaign companies you can use. Some people use MailChimp. We have an email company that we use, Isaac.io. There are lots of places you can use, but you send out the mass email to everybody, and you just want them to be informed. Okay, when you're informing them, you're letting them know what's going on. It's not to, you do not want to sound salesy. What you want to do is give them information. Like, did you know? Some shocking truth, something that they didn't know happened, some article that came up in the paper. All right. Like, I'm doing an event this weekend in Richmond, Virginia. My nonprofit is doing this. Black Wall Street is totally free and open to the public. And I'm teaching on grants on the first day. Well, I did that because grants are attractive. People are interested in it. And I want to connect with more churches that are doing stuff for the community, and I want to help them get grants. So I'm teaching the class, and people, in order to register, people are giving me their email. And what'll happen is they'll come in, they'll get to know more about Black Wall Street, and then I'll be able to go back to them and ask them for a donation for Black Wall Street. But I would have not been able to do anything if I didn't have their email. So you want to always be building your list. And if you decide just to do one of these things, do it to the max. Okay? Don't just do it and quit. Do it over and over and over again until it works for you. Figure out that one thing. Of course, you can also do YouTube. You can take the videos that you would otherwise produce. The videos that you all see of me, I did those inside of the Black Wall Street building using my phone. And then I just had them edited using Munch and put up. What people need is your information, all right? And a reason to give to you. Now, this stuff, it can sound really tedious, and it can sound really, really boring until you get a phone call from somebody that says, I saw you on Instagram, I saw you on Facebook, or I saw you on YouTube, and I want to give to your organization. The relationship that I have with Truist Bank, and they're sponsoring this weekend's event. The relationship that I have with Truist Bank is because they saw me from a free speaking engagement. All right. Any questions?
Hey, Coach, can I get a quick clarification on the position paper? You said that my position might be a lack of mental health services for Black women. It's not actually a lack of mental health services, because there are therapists and counselors everywhere. They just can't afford to go. How would I reword it? They don't have any insurance, and they can't afford the $100 per hour to go.
Mm-hmm. Then that's the position. Black women cannot afford mental health services. And you get somebody to write the paper that proves that.
Okay.
So the reason it's called a position paper is because you're taking a position. It's very opinionated. And you're proving a point. So your request to the person is, can you please write me a position paper that shows that Black women cannot afford mental health services? Does that make sense? Or not yet?
Yes, thank you. Yes,
All
sir.
right. And position paper and white paper, those are the same things.
Is there any requirement of how many pages and all that stuff for the white page or position page?
5 pages is fine. When I've done them, and I've actually hired college students and interns to do it. I've done them at 20 pages, but people don't like to read that much. So 5 pages is good. And 5 pages double spaced. Like it's actually like a college paper. You get what I'm saying? So you're going to get somebody to write it for you. You'll tell them the position you're taking, and then you have somebody write it for you. All right. Other questions? Does everybody know about Fiverr? Or does anybody not know about Fiverr at all?
I love Fiverr.
Yeah. Yeah. Fiverr is a
I don't.
big. Okay. Fiverr is it's a website, Fiverr. If you've never gone there, go ahead and open up a link and take a look. Anything you need for $5. But at least that's what it was when I learned about it. And I learned about it when I was in prison um years ago. But now things are like 20, 50, some things $100. Um actually purchased a email sequence. It was 100 emails, and I paid $500 for it. So it can get up there, but it's definitely worth it because you get to connect with people from all around the world that do amazing things. And sometimes you just need like that one thing done, right? So you go to Fiverr and you can search for whatever it is that you need. So you go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com. You can connect it through Google or Facebook, um, whatever works for you. And you just type something in the search: white paper, position paper, videos. I've had music produced with Fiverr. What kind of things have y'all gotten done with Fiverr?
I've had podcast intro and outros done, email cover, ebook covers. They have edited some of my when free conference call was big. They've edited that to make it sound a little better. Different stuff.
I literally just got off the phone with Fiverr before we got into a class, and they were just setting up my virtual assistant. I have an assistant, but my assistant needed things are moving so quickly for us and progressing, so we need to get a virtual assistant. They've done things like our business plan, like modified the business plan, emails, all the business emails within our area. They gave us a list for that. We use them a lot. It's like countless things we've done. They do a lot.
Yeah. I I purchased a list, actually paid for a list of emails, 2,500 emails, and I got 4,500.
We pay for 3. We got about 3,500.
Yeah. Fiverr is awesome. And it's not a long-term commitment. You just look and see what you need, get what you need, and you move on. And if you meet somebody um that does good work, you can always go back to them to do something else for you.
So I
Yeah,
definitely need a VA. Are y'all recommending to get a VA off of Fiverr?
I would not. But some people have tried, I guess. Um, but we get our VAs by referral. And so my staff of assistants, they know people. Um, and so we recruit from local communities there and from colleges. But there are agencies that'll recruit VAs for you. So um, one of those is Brittany Bettini's I Need a VA. Um, but if you wanted a VA that knew how to do grant writing, you just reach out and we could probably help you with that. Um, Actually, that's what most of our partners do when they hire a VA that they want to do the writing. All right. Any other questions? So play around with this list and look and see what you want to do. But make sure you do something. Take action on something. even if you decide just to take your data points, get somebody on Fiverr to make graphics of them. You have 20 data points, tell them to make one graphic for each of your data points, and then make that your Facebook or your Instagram post. Y'all get what I'm saying? And link your website to it, and go from there. All right. Before we go, just so as y'all know, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. next week on Wednesday, November 15th. If anybody wants to meet up, make sure you direct message me. Tanya Watkins is going to be there. She shared with you all about Walmart grant. Carlos is going to be there. Some other students of mine are going to be there from other parts of the country, and we're going to and just meet up and have a good time. At first, I was thinking we would meet to study and like get a conference room, meeting room, but I was like, no, we always study in technical stuff. We just going to kind of chill out and hang for a little bit and have some fun. We'll get to the technical stuff at another time, but we're going to meet up in DC and play around with some food and places and have a good time. All right. So if y'all want to come and hang out in DC, we're going to have a meetup and go from there. That's Wednesday, November the 15th.
If I had not started this new job, I would definitely be there. It sounds like it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. And this weekend, Lord, I got a busy week. This weekend in Richmond, Virginia, we have the Omniclave Business Summit. I'll be teaching on grants all day Friday at my center in Richmond. And then on Friday night, we have recording artist Travis Malloy. We have 3 dance squads, a comedian, a paint party. Then on all day Saturday, we got business classes, credit, grants, marketing. And on Saturday night, we're going to be hanging out at Cities RVA. I think Jocelyn Hernandez was there last week and Puff Daddy was there. So we have a little VIP section there on this Saturday night. And then on Sunday, we have workshop style so that you'll be able to actually put it all to work. Like, don't you hate when you go to conferences and you get real inspired, you're all juiced up, like, man, when I get home, I'm going to do such and such, and then you don't do it when you get back? So what we decided to do was to make the 3rd day of the conference the actual action day. So on that 3rd day, we're going to act. Brandon Shot Me is going to be there. Y'all know Brandon is an entire fool, but he is really good at what he does. We're going to have a workshop where everybody will be set up at their tables, and we're going to get together and grow our businesses right there together. So that's the weekend. It's going to be awesome. And we're giving away a down payment for a house, $20,000 business prize package, vacation cruise, 5-day vacation cruise, some free haircuts and food and a whole bunch of other things. We're going to have a good time. All right.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't you say something about you're going to have a virtual setup? Or am I confusing another email?
Yeah, that's a different email.
Okay.
This one is not set up for virtual because we will be recording, but we don't have the live setup because we're doing workshop style.
Okay.
But all of my grants information is going to be recorded. And all the classes are going to be recorded. We just don't have the live feed thing set up. Virtual attendance, that's what it's called. We don't have that set up.
I have a quick question
next time. Yep.
about the Walmart grant.
Yes.
As long as we have a website and Facebook, do we have to have the LinkedIn up now before we can hit submit?
No. Do you have to have LinkedIn?
Right. We have
You do not.
Okay. All right. Just want
You
to
do
make
not
sure.
have to have LinkedIn. Just put in what you have. And if you it is good if you don't already have a LinkedIn, it's good to get it because a lot of the nonprofit world looks there. A lot of the givers, the donors, and the leaders in the nonprofit world.
A
I
LinkedIn
learned
in your name as founder, or a LinkedIn for the actual nonprofit?
a LinkedIn in your name.
Okay.
The LinkedIn targets a different demographic. The people on LinkedIn have an average income of like $200,000. They're often CEOs, CFOs, industry leaders. That is a different audience and a different vibe than what would be on Instagram. So the people on LinkedIn, even though there are pictures there, those people actually read words. On Instagram, people are really into the pictures, and the words come second. You get what I'm saying? So you want to target the people that you need money from, you need partnership with. Those are on LinkedIn. So if you don't already have one, it's good to get one. And on the LinkedIn, put that you're the founder of XYZ nonprofit agency. And this white paper, make sure you put it on your LinkedIn. All right. Other questions? All right, y'all. Well, I know I gave you a lot, but we need a lot of money. So let's put it out there and see what comes. The thing about it, if you're taking action, you're going to have questions. Okay.
I do need assistance. This benefits gala, it's a community benefits gala we're set to do in March. I have a goal in mind. It seems like it's not coming together. I just would like some more input, maybe I did a letter, sponsorship letter, sending it to Truist and other places. I just really want to make sure we cover what it is, the food and everything, and have money afterwards.
Yeah. So if your event is in March and right now is November, the idea that it's not coming together is really, really, really just in your brain. I have an event that's this weekend, and another event that's in May of next year. And things just don't look like they're coming together. Maisha does a big event every Maisha, when is your event? Is it in December?
Well, I have several events. My most recent one is the re-up where we do the school supplies, the second semester for the children, and then we have the annual gala. That's in April.
Right. So, and this is, I'm glad you spoke up, Maisha. So this is the thing. You want to be around people that are doing this so you can see what's normal. Anybody that has done events, Tanya, I want you to speak up too. Both you and Maisha, did your event look like it was coming together? Or did it look like it was not going to come together? Tell the
I
truth.
didn't realize until I walked through the door.
Tanya, are you here? She might have had to go.
Yeah, she's not here anymore. Don't
Okay.
be
Now,
discouraged.
Tanya, yeah, don't be
Yeah,
discouraged. Just do it. It will come together. Just chop away at it. Go ahead, Maisha.
yeah, I was just saying, don't be discouraged because it's just part of the battle. Don't give up. Just keep pushing, and you'll see. Like I said, I didn't notice that it was gonna be what it was until I walked through the door. And actually, my event it went viral because I had Mama D there and NBA YoungBoy Mama there, and they had this thing going on where she was calling her money bag yo. And before you know it, the next day I woke up and we was on the shade room. Then we were on Neighborhood Talk. And that was just some free advertisement. I was like, oh my goodness. But Mama D said, but whose baby's picture is behind me? And we had over 10,000 hits on our website. So what I thought that I wasn't prepared for went worldwide.
You got to do it. Just put it out there. So do not only send your letter to Truist, send your letters to everybody. You heard Maisha say that she bought a list. You heard me say that I purchased the list. You can be list building organically, but you can also just take $100 and buy a list of a few thousand people in a specific area.
Okay.
And send your sponsorship to them. In addition, all of your community agencies, just like one day when you're sitting online, And just look up all of your city council, all of your county commissioners. Send it to all of them.
I send it out to them because some of them are up for re-election. So I made sure I sent those out.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're good people. But I'm saying send out to everybody you can think of.
Okay.
Because you never know.
You're saying send your sponsorship letters out for an event?
Yes. Yes. The Lord, I do the coaching program is rotating. So there are probably things that I've said to others that I haven't said to you all. But if I didn't say this before now, hear it. Everybody in your email list should have your sponsorship letter. Everybody that's in your Gmail. It don't matter if they called you to collect money for a bill. If they're in your Gmail, they should have received your sponsorship letter. And this is what I do. I type the letter. This is what I used to do. I type the letter A, and Gmail is going to recommend all the people whose name begin with A. And I grab each one of their emails. B, grab each one of their emails. C, grab each one of their emails. D, grab each one of their emails. And before I knew it, I had 500 emails. Sent out the sponsorship letter to all of them. And people started writing back.
And I have a quick question if you're done. Sorry.
Yes.
So you said that we can pay $100 for a list. And where would we find those listings at? How would we get those listings? I'm sorry, I kind of jumped in late.
You go to Fiverr, Fiverr.
Yeah. Okay, I got that. Okay.
Email list.
Email list. Gotcha.
Now, there's a 5-step strategy for anybody that's doing an event. It really, 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 really works.
Okay.
I'm trying to put it up.
And while you're doing that, I want to ask one more quick question, if that's okay with you.
Yep, it is.
And by the way, my name is Camille Grayson. If you don't see, I'm sure you'll see that I'm off mute. Tanya Watkins is actually a good friend of mine, and she is the one who referred me to you, her mentor, and I'm so grateful and honored. I've been learning so much. And I know she's very busy. She can't show me a lot. So she referred me to you, and I'm more than grateful. It's one of the best things that could have happened to me. To be able to be a part of your mentorship and learning from you. So I'm very grateful to be here and be a part of what you have to offer.
Oh, wow. Oh,
but my question is,
but go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you probably see me popping up everywhere. Because I've pretty much been, paying for all of the knowledge I can get. So I'm here. I'll be here for a while. Because I've been in business a while, and I've always wanted to do non-for-profit, but I just didn't know how to achieve the goal of, getting funding and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow, I just wish I would have known about this so many years ago. I could have done so much by now, but timing is everything. When it's time, it's time. So sometimes we can't control that part. So I'm just grateful. But my question is can there be more than one grant writer for one organization, for one non-for-profit?
Yes.
Okay.
You want that. So when you're hiring a grant writer, though, if you hire a grant writer, it's going to cost about $60,000 to $80,000 a year for a grant writer for your nonprofit. It's very expensive, and grants do not cover that cost. So when you'll see a lot of nonprofits, they start off with their founder just volunteering and putting it together on their own. And then as they get money, then they can do more. You get what I'm saying? What we've done is I've tried to to level the playing field by removing the barrier. And so I show you the strategies on how to get like the lowest hanging fruit, the easier grants that you can get, and the unrestricted money and the free stuff, so that you can still raise money for your program and not have to pay like the $60,000 or $80,000. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
But yes, you do want multiple writers. It's good. It's important. You're going to need it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm honored, and I will be attending some more of your events. Out of town and those different things. So you'll be
All
seeing
right.
me around. Thank you,
Okay.
and
Now,
good luck to everybody.
thank you. All right, y'all. Any other questions? I'm trying to find this graphic. There are 5 things that you need to do in order to have your successful event, and I'm going to find it because I have it on a graphic.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, get credibility. Number 2, inform mass media that something's coming. That's your save the date. Number 3. All right, y'all got number 1. That's get credibility for your offer. You can get it from somebody else or create credibility. Number 2, you want to inform mass media. So if you look on my thing, you see we got Fox, we got Bloomberg, we got Market Watch. Number 3, you want to involve other influencers. Now, influencers are not just people that are online, but it's local influencers, people who know people. Because I did not have a lot of community connections in Richmond, but I do know a lot of people. I went to former drug dealers, former strippers, local people that participate in different activities, people that had dance troupes and dance groups, and I asked them to participate. And then I went back to the power brokers, all the little important people, and said, we already have 300 people registered. Don't you want to participate? And what ends up happening is people want to be part of what everybody's a part of. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yesterday we got 100 new registrations. Actually had to open up the registration because we had exceeded the first block.
Wow. That's great.
All right. Mark, I'm going to send you this. I want you to send it to everybody, these 5 steps. All right. Number 1, get credibility. And you can get credibility from a number of different places. You can get it from identifying like where your data comes from. You say the Smithsonian Institute, such and such. If they really said it, they said it. And what happens is when you quote somebody that has weight, then you automatically take part in the weight that they have.
Mm-hmm.
You share in their influence by quoting them. So it's important to quote. So you get credibility. Number 2, you inform mass media. That's the newspapers and everything. Radio, newspaper. All you have to do is send them a press release. All of the TV, radio, newspaper, etc. 3, involve other influencers. People who know people, people who have people. All that matters is that they have people and know people and got people. Get them involved. Can they participate? Can they speak? Can they perform? Number 4, launch your hook to the traffic that you can reach. So you got to say something to the people that you can reach. Then number 5, launch your hook to mass media. So you go back to the big media and you say, look, I got everybody. All right. And all along the way, you have your sponsorship letter. And 6 months is ample time for you to get that stuff covered. If you know that you're going to be doing an event, reach out to 4Imprint and get their grant to cover. They'll give you up to $500 worth of stuff for free. So you can get like branded notebooks, branded book bags.
You said Imprint.
Oh, okay.
4IMPRINT.
The number 4. You got it? Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. You can always connect with the retail places. They do sponsorships. If you have any local breweries that do beer or wine, they do sponsorships. Other local programs do sponsorships. Other local nonprofits do sponsorships. Lots of them.
2 months before event. Yeah, at least 2 months.
All right. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good day. Let me know if anything comes up. If any of you are coming to Richmond, make sure you let me know so I can, prepare something special for you. I appreciate all of you, and I really enjoy us seeing y'all in person whenever we can. If you're in DC, plan on coming to DC, reach out to me or to Tanya Watkins so we can have an accurate count. We're going to go out and have a good time. It's going to be fun. All right. Y'all have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.